Yo, Friday. We here. Day 21. Yo, feeling more and more powerful by the day. More and more powerful. Long gotta go. Exercising this discipline. I'm walking in this way. This strength and this inner power. Feeling extremely powerful today. It's amazing how 24 hours turn. Yesterday woke up not feeling so great. Headache yesterday. But today, situations are the same, right? The situations are the same, but I'm so proud of myself for not reacting to my emotions, not allowing my emotions to dictate how I communicate, right? Especially with folks where there may be some anger. I'm processing this shit myself and holding it on my own. And grateful I got, a dear partner and at least a dear brother who I can share it with, right? To carry some of the burden, at least to lighten some of the load, just to get some camaraderie, right? It feels amazing. It feels amazing. And today is a better day than yesterday, man. Today is day 21. It's 50-day motherfucking hunger strike. We're closer and closer to being outside. We're getting a lot more shit out the crib. Got church coming today to pick up. We got like 12, 13 bags out there to donate of clothes and toys and shoes and hats and coats and all that shit, man. And then the rest of the stuff, I gotta pack my own shit, pack my clothes, right? That's today. Tomorrow, pack all of my clothes that I'm taking to storage. My artwork, my children's artwork, appliances, like that, man. But we almost out of here. Almost out of here, and it's like surreal, right? But this is it. This is the last Friday, right? Next Friday we will be in the streets. Next Monday we're gonna be in the streets, right? 600th episode coming up Tuesday. Today is episode 598, right? So 600 episodes. We're gonna be in the street, and it's exciting, man. It's exciting to do something I've never done before, right? I'm someone who doesn't mind the unknown, doesn't mind the uncertainty. Right, I'm someone who embraces it because I'm someone who fully trusts the divine plan in my life, the divine plan for my life. Right, unyielding faith that it's all working out, unyielding knowing that it all is already worked out, and that this shit is part of the process. The moving, the pain, the hurt. Right, I am a much better person than I was 5 years ago. Right, I'm a much better person. I'm more consistent. I'm more reliable. I'm more dependable. More disciplined, right? I'm more focused. I'm more clear-headed, right? Not drinking anymore, right? Been able to put down weed a couple of different times, right? With no problem, right? So much more discipline, so much more compassionate, so much more understanding, so much more graceful with myself, with others, right? I'm such a better fucking person. And I understand what they say when they say it's not the destination, it's not the goal that makes you. It's the journey, it's the process of getting to the goal, of getting to that destination. It's who you become in the process that really makes you who I've become. I've become a person that is now worthy of so much more, right? So much more. Because before, I was worthy, yes, human, but like, you got to do some shit to make you really worthy of like the greatest things in life, right? Like you got life, so yes, you're worthy of that. Cool. Like, what type of person are you? And some people, and not the best people. I wasn't always the best person, right? And I know that. I did not always treat people the best. I did not always respond the best. I did not always move with the best intentions, right? For the most part, my intentions were always pure. But then sometimes I was like, fuck this person, right? And I'm still like, not trying to use them, but like, fuck this person. And, right? Now it's not like, fuck somebody. It's like, right? Like, even the people I may say fuck this person, is like, not that I want anything to happen to them. That just I ain't dealing with it in that way, right? But before, I hope this person something happened, right? I'm a much better person today, man. And I know that is the pain, the heartache, the fucking sadness, is the grief of losing friends and more friends and more friends, and losing my aunt and being without my children. Like I lost my aunt and my children weren't there. Like that was the most, like next to my father, my aunt probably the closest, like most impactful loss that I experienced, right? And not that I cried the most. I didn't cry that much during. I mean, I did cry during, but not as much as I cried at my sister's funeral or my brother's funeral, right? But leading up to the homegoing service of my aunt, I cried so fucking much, man. Listen to this music. I cried so much. I cried for like 2 days straight, damn near. All I could do was cry, right? But it wasn't tears of like, oh my gosh, I miss you. I'm so sad that you're gone. It was tears of joy, like, yo, thank you for everything that you've given me. Thank you. Like, I would not be who I am without my aunt. All right. So, and my children weren't there, and they loved her, and she loved them, right? So because of all of that pain, because of all of that hurt, because of all of that heartache, because of all of that disappointment, all of that sense of betrayal, I'm a much better person today than I was then. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful because, like, I know that it's coming. Listened to a talk last night. Like, God opens doors that you don't even see. God is planning something down the road that you can't even see, and so you can't worry about when or how. You got to do your part. And so, like, again, I know, I believe, and I know that the plan that the divine has for my life is greater than any plan that I have. So I might have had a plan to raise $50 million in 50 days, right? And it's still possible. Anything is possible down to the last motherfucking day, right? Somebody can write a check for, and they can get 2-3 friends to write a check for, all right? And I know that because of where I'm at, because of who I've become and who I'm still becoming, right? I can get $100 million in 2 days after that, all right? So, yeah, I am claiming abundance, financial abundance, yeah, financial overwhelm, all right? Like, money through the freaking bazooka, all right? So we can do all the things we need to do for ourselves, for our family, for our friends, right? And so I'm just extremely excited, extremely grateful, right? Feeling extremely empowered. Day 21 of 50. Shit that people don't even consider doing, and those who consider doing it never do it. All right. So there's some powerful shit, man. Some powerful shit, and I'm grateful, man. I'm grateful to be building community in the way that I'm building community. Grateful to be serving the way that I'm serving. Right. Grateful to be empowering lives the way that I've empowered lives and continue to empower lives. All right. Young brother hit me up yesterday. I was like, thank you for the day before, man. I really needed that. Right. You made me feel seen. You made me feel valued. Right. And that's extremely powerful. You got this person here, the spammer, right, on TikTok, just talking shit. I love TikTok because they just talk shit and they don't know what the fuck they be talking about. And the old me would cuss their ass out, right? But now I'm just gonna say they talking shit and they don't know what they're talking about. So I'm gonna let them keep talking because they got fingers and they're probably miserable at home and got nothing going for themselves. So they just jump on people's lives and just talk shit, right? That's all they got, right? Shit talking. Probably got shit on their breath, right? They got shit inside of them, right? And they full of shit. But yo, man, episode 598, SRDaily. Closing out week 121 today. Week 120 going into week 21 next week. 599 on Monday, episode 600 on Tuesday. E Major, what's the deal? What's the deal, my brother? Sefu Sankofa, what's going on? Mona Love on the check-in. Mona Love is again everywhere. She's on Facebook. She's on motherfucking TikTok. She got multiple personalities. She got 2 personas, and she's blending them shits together, right? Miss Juicy is the thing. But let's pull up our notes, and let's get to it. Friday, April 3rd. Episode 598. We're going to start with our first segment of the day. Today's first segment is a word of the day. Today's word is 2 words, and it is absolutely powerful. We're going to get into it. Quantum branching. What is quantum branching? Quantum branching is a concept in the many worlds interpretation, which is MWI, of quantum mechanics, where the universe splits into multiple non-interacting parallel realities whenever a quantum event has multiple possible outcomes. It represents the realization of all potential outcomes where every possibility plays out in a separate branch of the wave function. Key aspects of quantum branching: a mechanism. Branching occurs through environmental induced decoherence, where a quantum system interacts with its surroundings, separating different possibilities into distinct stable worlds. You have the no wave function collapse. Unlike the Copenhagen interpretation, MWI many worlds interpretation asserts that all outcomes are real and no collapse occurs. Instead, the observer becomes entangled with one of the branches, experiencing only that reality. Locality. While sometimes thought of as instantaneous, modern interpretations suggest branching may propagate locally, spreading at finite speeds. Not completely sealed. This is powerful shit. Recent research in 2026 suggests that in some cases, information may be able to transfer between branches, indicating branch isolation is not absolute. So, and I'm going to talk about it, right? You could go this way or that way. That's a quantum branch, right? Whenever you can go either way. You choose one way, it's saying that, okay, you live that reality. But it's saying that the information may be able to transfer from this. This is where tapping in is so fucking powerful. You could tap in. You could tap in to like the other part of you. You can bring information from this reality into your present reality. Shit is so fucking powerful, man. And ever present. Branching is not limited to conscious observation. It happens continuously wherever quantum interactions occur throughout the universe. Now, what is the meaning of branches? Branches are often considered worlds or parallel realities. They represent a split in the Hilbert space, the mathematical space of all possible quantum states, based on the chosen basis of measurement. Example, if a particle can go left or right, a branch occurs. You can go left or right, that's a branch, resulting in two universes, one where the observer sees the particle to the left and one where they see it to the right, right? Now, why it matters. This interpretation avoids the measurement problem, how a wire wave function collapses, by arguing that every possible measurement outcome occurs in a separate, consistent reality. This shit is powerful, man. So any way you choose is a reality, right? And something that I've often said for a very long time in a different way. I said, every left step you take is a path that way. Every right step you take is a path that way. If you go either way, there's a path that's could be similar, could be extremely different. You create different realities. And that's why it's important to know where the fuck you're going. Even if you don't know where you're going, like specifically have confidence in the direction that you choose. Right? Have confidence in the direction that you choose. And it's why it's important to be in tune and be aware, because you can kind of feel, you can sense. Your spidey senses are a real thing. Your intuition is a very real thing. You can sense when like going right, it may be some danger up ahead. It may be something I don't like. It may be something that's not for me, right? Or you can choose this way. It's like, this feels more peaceful. Now, just because something feels peaceful immediately doesn't mean that it's peaceful long term. And just because something feels a little uncomfortable immediately doesn't mean that it's going to be that way for a long time. And I'll tell you, 2003, I will never forget the day I got shot. June 2nd, 2003, Monday morning. I was outside from midnight, 12 a.m. It was Sunday going into Monday, 12 a.m. until I got shot at 9:30 a.m. Every hour on the hour, my knots in my stomach were getting tighter and tighter and worse and worse. I kept going upstairs thinking I had to poop, thinking I had to throw up, and it was nothing every time, right? It was just my intuition, right? And I kept going the way I was going. I ended up getting shot. I remember talking to the Oracle, and she was like, that day your chart read death and destruction. You beat death, though. And not that I got shot and almost killed. I got shot in my legs. The guy lowered the gun. Something spoke to him. He had the gun in my face, lowered it, shot me 3 times in my legs, right? But that was, to me, an example of like, I'm going this way and I feel something that's not comfortable. However, I kept going that way. Could have lost my life, right? The universe, God spared me, kept me. It wasn't my time. And here I am, freaking 23 years later, building a whole new world, impacting millions of lives around the world positively, right? So yeah, quantum branching is absolutely powerful. Whenever there's a fork in the road, say choose the path less traveled, right? But yeah, let's go right along to our second segment of the day. Today's second segment is a tragedy that I learned of recently. Something Kimona told me about when I walked the other day, and it hit me, and I wanted to talk about it. I found some stuff last night, and I had to talk about it. So there was a terrible accident in Brooklyn, and actually, unfortunately, there were a few terrible tragedies in Brooklyn, just the last few days, the last few weeks. But I want to read about one in particular. Sheepshead Bay High School. A 16-year-old Sheepshead Bay High School football player, Kamardre Coleman, was shot and killed by his friend in the Brooklyn NYCHA complex on March 23rd, 2026, during an accidental shooting while handling the gun. 4 teens were passing around a firearm, loading and unloading it, when a 16-year-old suspect fired, striking Coleman in the chest. The shooting occurred just before 6 p.m. at the Sheepshead houses at 2957 Avenue X within the bedroom. Both prosecutors and defense attorneys agree the shooting was an accident, described as a group of friends playing with the gun that belonged to the suspect. The 16-year-old suspect, who was the son of an NYPD officer, allegedly attempted to save his friend after the shot was fired. Then he fled the scene. The suspect was charged as an adult with manslaughter in the second degree, criminally negligent homicide, and criminal possession of a weapon in the second degree. Kamondre Coleman was a well-regarded high school student and teammate of the suspect, who passed away just a week before his 17th birthday. The suspect is currently out on bail with his next court date scheduled for April 14th. Both families, the friend who accidentally shot his friend, they need love, right? They need love, they need support, they need community, they need compassion, they need grace, they need understanding, right? Kimona and I was talking, and when things like this happen, right, it pits friends against each other, pits family against each other, and we just, people like me, like her, we just hope that compassion reigns supreme, because it was an accident. They were all playing with the gun. It could have went the other way easily, right? It could have went the other way. Could have went any number of different ways. 4 friends playing with a gun, and this is, why you don't play with guns, right? And this also leads to gun safety. This leads to exposing young people to guns. I was exposed to a gun young, right? Fresh air fun, right? Shooting a rifle, not hunting, but shooting fucking cans, right? So then I'm fucking 7 years old, 8, 9 years old, shooting cans, shooting a rifle, right? Now, I was with a white family, right? In the hood, people got guns, but nobody wants to talk about guns, right? Like, nobody in the family. So even when I was old enough, and I really wasn't old enough, I was a fucking teenager and even younger. My first gun was 12, right? But I think I might have been 14, 15, and I had a gun that broke. And because I knew, like, I didn't know how to fix it, right? But I knew not to play with that shit. Once I tried and it didn't, I was like, cool, I'm not going to keep trying, because I fuck around, shoot myself, shoot somebody else by accident. So I went and got somebody who I knew how to fix guns, right? You don't play with them shits. Them shits are not toys, right? But again, this to me speaks to the lack of gun education, right? Gun education, like, talk to fucking black families, need to talk to black children about guns, and not just the dangers of them and why you shouldn't have them, because, like, people got guns, and, like, I stand on the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms, because why the fuck not, right? Why our people can't have guns and these other folks can have all the guns that they fucking want, right? Part of it is because I think people know that we don't give the proper education of guns. We just want to don't have them, they illegal, get rid of them, gun turn-ins and all that shit. It's like, yo, like, I think you see there's been videos come out over social media, right, of children, young children, being able to put together a gun, freaking unassemble a gun, disarm somebody with the gun, right? Like, why not? Why not? Why not? And I think that if we had that education in our community, maybe this incident wouldn't have happened, right? Maybe a bunch of other incidents wouldn't have happened with friends playing. I read some shit, and I don't know the ethnic background, the race of these young people. I read some shit also in Texas. Fucking young people put Kevlar fucking helmets on and were shooting each other in the head, like with real bullets, but they had Kevlar, and so they thought it was, and then one shot the other friend in the head and he died. Like, what the fuck are we doing, right? So it's gun education, but it's also, and I don't even know, man. Like, what I know is that the young people, their prefrontal cortex, I can't even talk. Frontal lobe is not fully developed. So they're not fully thinking about the dangers and the consequences of things that they're doing. But yeah, this shit is a tragedy. It's a tragedy. My heart goes out to the deceased, right? Kamondre Coleman, to his family, right? And to the young brother who accidentally pulled the trigger, man, and shot his friend by accident. It was his friend. They were teammates, right? To both families, right? Both sides of the gun. Is a whole movement created by my man Talon and Miss Brockington. Miss Brockington's son killed Talon's daughter in 2011, right? And past the drama, past the court, the trial, and all of that stuff, they were able to come together and spread the message. There's two sides to this shit, man. Yes, your son killed my daughter, but your son had a family who loved him, right? My daughter had a family who loved her. So there's two sides of this shit, man. And so this situation also, there's two sides. There's two sides to this shit, man. And I just pray sincerely that not that justice is served, but that compassion and restorative justice reigns supreme, right? Because I'm sure that this young person is devastated. Shot his friend is devastated. Being charged as an adult, devastated, right? Like all type of things can happen. And should it happen? No. He should not go to fucking jail. Like, what is that going to do? What is him going to jail going to do? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. But make the state money, right? It should be some type of community retribution, right? Service, right? Community service. Not that community gets them, but like service. You got to serve. This is the path you have to take now, right? You have to do something to carry this legacy, the pain and the joy that was in your friend's life, and fulfill his dream. You have to. You got to serve community. You got to teach and build and educate, right? Like this is your charge. That's what should be. That's restorative justice, right? But yeah, man, it's fucking tragic. Absolutely heartbroken. Yeah, charged as an adult is absolutely is fucking outrageous. Being charged as an adult for an accident at 16, right? Everybody knows that it was an accident while you charged as an adult, right? And this is why I was telling Brother Frank yesterday, I got to put myself in a higher position, because like shit like this, I will argue the fuck out of this shit. I will argue the fuck out of this shit. Like, why? For what? Like, really think logically, what is that going to do? It's not going to set an example, because you've been putting young people in jail for a long time and other young people still do the same shit. So, like, what is that doing? Charging him as an adult, sending him to jail is doing what? Yeah, prayers to those on both sides of the gun. Absolutely, man. But let's move right along. Right, I hate to move along from stuff like this, but we got to keep the show going. Let's talk about our third segment of the day, our tip of the day. Today's tip, and it can help in situations like this when there's great pain, is to practice humming. Practice humming. It already, like, those two hums already settle me. It's extremely beneficial. Humming is a simple yet significantly supported practice that offers significant mental and physical health benefits, primarily by stimulating the nervous system and improving respiratory function. Key health benefits: the vagus nerve stimulation. Humming creates vibrations in the throat and chest that stimulate the vagus nerve, which triggers the parasympathetic nervous system. This shifts the body from a fight or flight stress state into a rest and digest state. Stress and anxiety reduction. Research indicates that humming can significantly lower the stress index more effectively than activities like exercise or even sleep. It helps reduce cortisol levels and promotes emotional regulation. Increased nitric oxide production. Studies show that humming increases the production of nitric oxide in the nasal passages by up to 15 times compared to quiet exhalation. Nitric oxide is a vasodilator, I don't know how to pronounce it, that improves blood flow and acts as an antimicrobial agent against pathogens. Sinus and respiratory health. The oscillating airflow from humming helps clear mucus and improve gas exchange between the sinuses and nasal cavity, which can alleviate symptoms of sinusitis and allergic rhinitis. Heart health improvement. Regular practice can lower heart rate and blood pressure while increasing heart rate variability, HRV, a vital indicator of a healthy automatic nervous system. Enhanced sleep and focus. Humming before bed can soothe the nervous system for better sleep quality. It also helps sharpen cognitive performance and focus by regulating breathing and your vocal health. Many vocal coaches use humming exercises to warm up the vocal cords gently, improve resonance, and increase vocal stamina without strain. How to practice: find a comfortable position with a straight back and relaxed shoulders. Inhale deeply through the nose. Hum on the exhale with your lips closed, making a steady sound. And remember, just the other day when I did a thing for the night, my night stream, we did the with the tongue at the tip of the mouth, right? Um, Feel the vibration in your chest, throat, and head. Repeat for 5 to 10 minutes, ideally 2 to 3 times a day for maximum benefits. Something I'm definitely going to start incorporating, especially when I'm outside, because I know the benefits. I've experienced the benefits. And we move right along to our fourth and final segment of the day. We're going to talk about, for our build of the day, the vastness of the universe and why thinking small is a condition against your own fucking nature. We're going to read something from the Quantara on IG. This shit absolutely gave me chills. I know it to be factual. Let's pull it up. Let's pull this shit up. Let's pull it up. Let's pull it up. Let's pull it up. This shit is, it got chills. I've got chills already just thinking about this shit. The observable universe is about 93 billion light years wide. And that's not even all of it. Just the part that we can see. Beyond that, no one knows. It could be infinite. The closest star after our sun, Proxima Centauri, the distance is 4.24 light years. With the fastest spacecraft humanity has ever built, Voyager 1, it would take around 73,000 years to get there. That's our nearest neighbor. Now think about that. The zoom you just saw, which is an image, right? It's a zoom image. The zoom you just saw started from the edge of everything we can observe into that U. And even that doesn't come close to showing how vast reality actually is. So here's the part no one tells you. You are living inside something your brain cannot even comprehend. And yet you're trying to make decisions with the mind designed only for survival. Small thinking, safe choices, predictable patterns. In an infinite reality, that's the real limitation. Not your circumstances is not your limitation. Not your past. Your past is not your limitation. Not your opportunities. It's your fucking perception, how you perceive your reality, how you perceive reality. Because you don't act based on reality. You act based on what you're able to see. And right now, your brain filters out everything that feels too big, too uncertain, too different, including opportunities, including money, including personal growth. That's why nothing changes. This is exactly what I work on in my books. This person, why they start promoting their books, right? Expanding how you perceive reality, training your mind to stop rejecting opportunities, shifting you out of survival mode into expansion. No abstract motivation, no empty theory, a system you can actually apply. Because once your perception expands, your decisions change. And when your decisions change, when you can change your decisions, your entire life trajectory follows. When you change your decisions, your entire life trajectory follows. Understand that, overstand that, understand that. Right? And then on the image it says, you just saw how massive the universe is, but you are still thinking small. This shit is massive, massive. Think fucking big. Think big. Think big about your goals. Think big about the things that you can accomplish, the person that you can fucking become. Think big, dream big, and believe in the beauty of your dreams. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. You are here in this universe. You are a walking, talking, living human being. Do you know how special you are? Do you know how special your dreams are, how special your goals are, how special your obstacles are? Your obstacles are tailored specifically for you, not to hold you back, for you to push through, to persist through, to over fucking come and accomplish your wildest dreams, to accomplish your wildest dreams. But you got to persist. Like the shit can't make it happen for you. It can give you all of the opportunities. You got to persist through. You got to push through. You got to remain steadfast. You got to remain open-minded. Take the path least traveled. You got to remain open-hearted. Take the pain, take all that shit, and don't give it back, because how people treat you is their karma. How you respond is yours. You match energy. You lower your own frequency, right? People talk about matching energy on the negative side. Match the high frequency. Match the energy of the universe, which is giving you opportunity after opportunity to wake the fuck up and to live. To wake the fuck up and to live. Match that frequency. Match that frequency. Right? Match the frequency of love, of infinite possibility and reality. And with that, guys, that's our fucking show. Because you can have anything you want to have if you're willing to do the work to get it. And part of the work is sacrificing your own fucking ego for the greater good of your own self even. right? Even if you say I don't care about humanity, you benefit by raising your vibration. You benefit by not lashing out. You benefit by not matching low vibrational frequencies. You benefit. And then the whole world also benefits. But listen, man, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in on this Friday. It is Friday, last Friday before we go to 600. Last Friday in this crib, right? Last show from this fucking location, right? Sunday morning we'll be here as well for Sunday light, but then Monday we'll be somewhere else, right? Sunday night we'll be outside in the motherfucking streets. I got my lamp, I got my light, I got my motherfucking ring light. We're gonna be lit the fuck up on the block. You heard? But listen, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is your boy LaShawn Sugar Ray Marston. This is episode 598. Monday is 599. Tuesday is 600. 600 is our next milestone episode. We got the 500th video, a video for the 500th episode. Finally, we're gonna put that out today. But yeah, man, I love you guys, man. Enjoy this Friday. April 3rd is Easter weekend, right? It's Easter Sunday. All right. Enjoy the weekend, long weekend. I think no school, no work Monday, I believe. Right. Spring break next week here in New York City. Enjoy all of this shit, man. And catch me outside, man. Catch me outside next week. You heard? And we'll be outside for about 30 days, man. 28, 30 days. And I look forward to chatting with you guys there on the block, right? Figure out how we could build this world healing system collectively using all of our resources. All right. I need you guys to build this shit. I can't do it alone. But yo, enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the day. Remember, it ain't getting knocked down. That's the problem. It's staying down. So get up! Get up! The power is in you. As always, be kind to yourself and be kind to each other. Peace and love.